Roseanne, episode 16, The Mall Story. The Connors, Jackie and Crystal, spend a day at the mall for different reasons. Becky wants a specific dress that she saw in a magazine. Roseanne is making Dan buy new shoes, and Jackie just came along to make sure Dan buys the shoes so Roseanne can stop complaining about Dan's old shoes at the factory. Crystal also appears in the episode of the mall for the Spring-a-thon sale. Becky wants the best dress for the one chanted evening dance, and when she finally finds the dress that she wants, she throws a fit because Roseanne tells her that she's not able to afford an amount of $80. Becky embarrasses her in front of the sales representative and decides to give her the silent treatment. On the other hand, after Roseanne begged and begged Dan finally gave in and decided to buy a new pair of shoes. As all of this is happening, Darlene learns her sugar limit and DJ's patience is being challenged by her dad's shoe shop. Jackie, on the other hand, thinks low of herself and gets depressed about her life, while Crystal is having the best time by shopping her life away. Some non-occurring characters are the elderly couple that appear in certain parts of the episode, Mall Story. In their first appearance in the episode, they seem to be arguing about taking advantage of one another, and in their second appearance, they're talking about attending family gatherings. I focus on the cultural content of why I chose this episode. So, despite the cultural content as well, I also picked it because of the real life issues that were being taught through Becky's experience at the mall. The outcome of this episode is that it made Becky realize the concept of maturity and responsibility. This episode portrays the lives of many female Americans. Roseanne shows a woman in male-dominated industry. As a working woman and mother in the 1980s, Roseanne went through sexism and feminism. Although there are more women than men, women are still viewed as the minority group. Roseanne shows the limits the women face when trying to rise in a certain job position. Therefore, living paycheck to paycheck was a common issue for Roseanne and her family, and not having enough income didn't help Becky wanting an expensive dress. An amount of $80 was unattainable during the 1980s and 1990s for a working woman. In other words, the Connors faced a money issue, but it dealt with good humor and optimism. In regards to equality, the credits at the end of the show represent the many roles that were filled by women. Roseanne was setting the bar for other women, and the show she was intending to set gender inequity in the workplace. Also, another significant and interesting reason as to why I chose this episode was because of its filming and production style. The way the production recorded the show, in particular this episode, Mall Story, was in a naturalistic acting style, and especially in the way that it portrayed the realistic lifestyle of an American family in the 1980s, and even in the modern days. The production technique varies throughout the show, from place to place. Compared to other shows that were taught throughout this course, the show Roseanne filming strategies were very well executed. Their switching of scenery from a public place like the mall back to their home shows that they are not static. They try to give you a perception of the real world.